Right, Hardyaners. What a interesting episode.
Just jumped through reality to the start of the episode.
Yeah.
Without the help of a fucking
frequency Montauk chair. Yes. But do you know what? We'll talk about what we talked about first.
Yeah. There's a hectic
Yeah.
fucking man.
A lot going on.
Yeah.
Well, we start off with 10 minutes of chat, talking shit. But after that, Delby brings us through Betty and Barney Hill's UFO story.
Yeah, so I learned about that, go into a bit more detail than normal.
Yeah, we weren't conspiracy light today. We were very detailed.
Yeah.
Then we talk, I think
we probe further than an alien would.
Yeah. We talk a bit about like conscious reality in between or something for a while. But also, we dive deep into the project Montauk. Basically, that's what Stranger Things is based off, the idea. Stranger Things was actually called Montauk when it first had a title. So
it's all about like parallel dimensions, going through time, people disappearing, reappearing 40 years later.
Mind control,
physics, psychics, manifesting, creating 3D objects out of nothing.
The Philadelphia experiment.
It's insane.
Manifesting beasts. Yes.
It's weird and it's really interesting. So this is one of those apps where you can learn something.
It's fun. Is it real? Don't know, but it's a fun one to think about. But this episode is brought to you by alltradescover.com.au. All Trades Cover, they actually have a new website and it's strangely enough, alltradescover.com.au. But their new website, not 1,000% finished with the instant quotes, but that will be up in 2 or 3 weeks. But you can get a generalized quote pretty quickly on their website, which is really good.
Yeah. So if you are a small business, tradies, or just anyone that's looking for, to save a bit of money, or have a better coverage.
Yes.
Maybe.
Well, also
they can quote you.
Yeah, and the best thing with them is that most of them have been tradies, or if not, they've been in the business long enough to be able to understand what the pitfalls are that you normally fall into. And they're going to give you the best advice possible. But, support us.
Liability, public indemnity.
Yeah.
Like
those
insuring your tools.
Yeah, exactly.
Or your, whatever you use for work.
And as Corey said when we had him on, he was so shocked at the amount of tradies working on his new upgrades were not insured, and he made them get insured because he wouldn't have them work on there. So
I better send them to All Trades Cover.
Exactly.
.com.au.
But
and say we sent you.
Yeah, say we sent you. This episode is also brought to you by Crafted Finance. If you need a loan, mortgages, business loans, small car loans.
Apparently 5% now.
Yeah.
Wow, it's going to be great for the economy.
Oh my Lord. If you want to know a bit about Crafted Finance, go on to Luke Tedesco's episode. Very informative. Might get him back on because Delby's usually got some really good questions as well. But Crafted Finance, if you want a loan, they're going to present you with all the options. That's the most important thing. They'll give you every option that you can get. The easiest one, where you might just be able to get the loan very easily, but you're going to pay more interest, or they're going to give you the one that has the least interest over the term of the loan.
Yeah, it's like the Bar 120 girl versus the Mosman Park wife. So
we're in for a fun time quickly, or you're in for a happy life
with a lot of money.
So, hit them up, tell them we sent you. They're very like-minded, good people, and
they're anti-banking system, but working within the parameters they have. Is that probably about right? They weren't happy with how the system was going, so they did it themselves.
Yeah, sort of. They just want to make sure that you don't get screwed over.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool episode. Whew. Well done.
UFO crafted finance.
That's good.
For this episode.
Yes, very good. Fun episode. You're going to enjoy it. So without further ado, let's get hard.
Let's get into the future.
Welcome to Hard Yarns Podcast.
I am fucking fat.
Anything Chris White says, please disregard it.
5D is actually a state of being. It's a unity consciousness.
That was Hard Yarns with me, Frankie Rose. So I'm going to throw it over to your co-hosts,
Daniel Delby.
And Cameron Branch.
I would do this and then I'd gong.
Free in attendance for the millions listening at home. Let's get hard.
When he's talked about circumcision and autism, did you hear about that?
Yeah.
So I just pointed out how Channel 7 lied and said that he said circumcision causes autism, which he very clearly didn't.
Yeah.
He instantly after said there's a there's a correlation that needs further investigation between children are twice as likely to get autism if they're circumcised because
that would explain my autism.
because of the
Painkillers afterwards.
Because of the painkillers afterwards.
Yeah.
And someone commented, as if we're going to take advice from someone who's wearing a baseball cap. Great discernment.
Like, imagine Einstein's like, E equals MC squared. Sorry, buddy, you got a Yankees hat on.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
unfortunately,
oh my God,
you're wearing a bowler hat.
So I've decided I'm not going to really engage with that stuff
Social
anymore.
media is so fucked. It's not real. It's not real life, man.
Not at all, yeah.
Like that post I put up about Americans being on tour, being just annoying.
Yeah.
Some person commented literally last night going, fuck, I want to get it word for word because I was going to reply and I was like, it's not even worth. The response was, what about Australians and their domestic violence issues? Seems like a lot of Australian men like to beat women. I was like, cunt, you guys shoot each other at school.
Oh my God.
What about your violence? What about your violence issue? Full stop. What about your fucking guns at school issue? But I'm like, but this is not it. I was just going to write, what a retarded comment. But I'm like,
yeah,
okay, this person has no life or they're a troll.
Well, and that's why I've started to realize I'm not going to argue with people online because some of them are quite nice and they'll be like, hey, I disagree, but this is the reason I disagree. Very rarely do you get that, but but most of the time you're just like, oh, you're talking to drop kicks.
Yeah, like who cares? What is your life? It's the same people that comment on porn videos, man. Like when you watch porn, who takes the time mid-wank to be like, yeah, she'd get it. Like just get in, get out, you fucking creep.
What the fuck?
There's people that comment on porn videos. Who are they?
Yeah.
Who's
the
got
fuck
a cock in a
comments
hand
on-
going, oh, hang on. Oh, yeah, she'd love it, the slut. Like, what are you doing, bro?
That's so fucking weird.
It's weird, man. And the people that create the titles for these porns is like, fuck, what are you doing? I'm actually maybe now for the fucking age thing.
Oh, my God.
Man, so in Melbourne,
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the video. I got burnt so badly.
On?
I just burnt by a dude.
Oh, yeah. Backpack.
Fuck, man. If you haven't seen it, like, I had a great day. I was emceeing Oktoberfest, doing some freestyles, having a good time. Shout out to the boys there, Robbie Fig, for helping me MC. And I'm having a great night, man. Like, people coming up, blah, blah, blah. Good job. Thank you. As I'm walking home, there's 4 girls, and I said something real funny. They started laughing. I'm like, I'm on here. I started doing like a mini... a mini show, like... And I was like, hang on, let me start again. I come back, use a different pickup line. Hang on, no, that was no good. Come back. I did like 3 times. They're all losing it.
Yeah.
And this guy just walks up and goes, cool. Nice one. Backpack. And because I had the backpack from Oktoberfest, I was like, fuck. Oh, that was a good one.
It's just a simple. You can be as smart and clever as you want.
Yeah.
And sometimes, okay, backpack.
I just was like, you win. You're the alpha.
win.
I just walked off, backpacked. I packed my bags. Someone wrote back, you should have said, yeah, I've got my overnight kit for staying at your mum's.
Yeah, that's good.
Wow.
Yeah, you've got your ones on TikTok go way better when it's just like what's happening in what actually happens to you.
Yeah, I post that on TikTok and I see how it goes and then I'll post it on Insta.
Yeah, Tori Griffith was telling me that. He said just use TikTok as a fucking garbage dump.
Yeah.
Just chuck up the same post 6 different ways. And then when one pops, then go bang, chuck it on Insta.
Yeah, right.
He's done really well, man. Like he's starting to pop a little bit on TikTok and Insta.
Oh, that's good.
But I think he uses it as a, like, you know how like Dave Hughes and Wolfie would like put stuff on Twitter and they'd like testing jokes.
Yeah, yeah.
I think basically that's what he's doing, and he's constantly doing it. It's like working a muscle, isn't it? So
yeah. That's what I do. Any funny thought I have, I just say it to the camera.
Yeah.
If it goes well, it normally goes well on stage.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's instead of doing an open mic.
Yeah.
You just see what, because if it's relatable, it'll strike a chord and people will share it.
I think that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
I mean that's a good way of doing it.
Yeah.
We should do that in the pod, stuff that we say that goes well, funny. Maybe I could go back and use that for me because it's like a muscle, man. I've sort of forgotten
Yeah.
Like, not that I had an abundance of material, but like I've forgotten how to write a joke. Wow. And now I've gone back to writing 70 jokes and then going back and go, okay, that one's actually got a little bit of something, instead of going, I'm going to get this one joke perfect.
Yeah.
And then just get more to get the muscle working, like that brain.
Yeah. Well, I found that like sitting down to write is so fucked.
So fucked.
Someone to bounce off.
Yes.
Or it needs to just be something that's happened that's funny, and I write that in my notes.
Yes.
And then try to retell the story because it's never happened to anyone else.
Yep.
Or if it has happened, it's a relatable thing that's happened to them.
Yes.
Like.
Yep.
Yeah. What have I got? Like, it just says here, Bird, write a new song.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck is that?
Assuming that's your like bird out the front,
bro,
constantly.
Yeah.
you
I don't know if I
still
said
got battles with this bird.
Oh, this morning woke me up at 3:30. Mate,
how long is?
It's the only birds that woke
Mate,
me up.
I want to go back and clip up this. Like, how long have you been battling with this bird?
Since I moved in. One of them had babies on my front porch. They were quiet as fuck. It's the horny ones that are getting no puss. So like, that's why I was like, these guys. He's like, I'm like, fuck. No wonder you're single, cunt. Get a new song. He's saying the same thing over and over and over. Change it up a bit.
Yeah, that's good.
Do some blue suede shoes.
I like that.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, well, I see. I just wrote Bird, write a new song. What about this? This was like, I said to Clinton, he started pissing. He goes, you got to use this on stage. I was like, because I got a new puppy. It's like hell cute. And he goes, oh, she's so excited when we come home.
Yeah.
I go, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Because one human year is 7 dog years. When you leave the house for a day, you come home. It's like, where you been? It's been a fucking week, bro. It's been a week. Bitch, you've been away for a fucking week.
Yeah.
So one day is 7 days. He's like, yeah, workshop that.
Yeah, so, definitely.
No wonder they're excited.
I've started doing that at home.
Yeah.
Like little things, like I'd tell Grace or Danny New House Matters story, and I'd be like, for example, the other day, I was letting someone cross in front of me. I was doing the kind thing. Like, it was just a car park. It's like I seen these 2 older ducks walking along, and I was like, well, they're going to go in front of this car park here, so I'll let them go. And the minute I was about to let them go, they just walked without even acknowledging that I was about to drive through. And then at that moment, I just wanted to fucking run them over.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I was going to let you through, cunt.
Yeah.
But now you've just assumed I'm going to stop for you. This is a road.
Yeah. But you're supposed to, because you are supposed to give way to pedestrians.
I don't get
No wonder they assumed it. It's literally the road rules, bro. It is literally written in our road rules.
At least give me a wave, though.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's the thing with the wave. Like, Basil did his thing with, like, the wave, you know. Like, if you let someone in and they don't give you the wave, you get mad that they didn't.
Yeah.
Because you're expecting a wave. So it's adding more road rage.
Oh, yeah.
You know, or if you wave and they don't wave back, you're like, fucking I'll wave, cunt.
Yeah. You fucking
and it's
fucking wave at me.
So you're getting a wave of anger.
Yeah, wave of anger. Don't wave back in anger.
Anyway, Anyway, this is not a new material pod.
No. No, actually, last time we got so many complaints. No, we didn't get so many. It's one of our biggest episodes with Cam McLaren, and me and Cam talked about footy and Basil's Empress for about half an hour before we got into the all the ghost stories and the reincarnation stories.
Well, at least they're listening to the full pod.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah.
For the people actually that don't, that's
how guys feel about foreplay with the girls. Like, you got to do half an hour of shit you don't care about before you get to the meat of it.
This shit, you got to have a bit of fun at the start. But I will touch on something that happened for people who don't necessarily see all our clips. Channel 7, Channel 9, and their false reporting. And I think we should do it more often, because that's what we used to do in our first episodes. It's the real fake news. We used to break down a story or whatnot.
Yeah.
And, Channel 7 falsely reported on the pro-Australia marches. They called them anti-immigration marches. And they said the anti-immigration marches turned violent. They didn't specify who, whereas the police were very specific, saying it was the issue-motivated left that were the violent.
And you know what? It's not even the issue-motivated left. It's it's the autistic, mentally ill people that are trying to find a place that fit. I wouldn't even say they're left. I would just say they have issues mentally.
Because some of the people on the left,
people that are trying to find a place where they fit.
Yeah, because some of our really good friends are on the left, and they're not fucking retards like these people.
Yeah,
these
and they
guys
don't say that word.
Exactly. But they're just people who are like, they've found a cause that they feel like that that makes them fit in, isn't it?
Yeah,
and that's
but
why
it's the
they're
same
all
people that are pro the Palestine, pro
Yes.
Black Lives Matter, pro insert cause here. It's the same stereotype of a person.
Yeah.
Someone that doesn't have many friends, someone that is quite woke or has found a place where they fit in with other woke warriors.
You know what it is? It's the people who went to university.
Wow. Yeah. Well, when you I think it's a lot of the American university sort of style. But even that clip I showed you of that lady that was not a climate change denier.
Yeah.
But she was trying to. Did I send that one to you?
Yes.
She was trying to reduce climate anxiety. That was quite a smart way to go and open a conversation. Instead
Definitely.
of going, hey, climate change isn't real.
Yeah.
She's gone, hey, I want to help you feel less stressed about it.
It's so good, man.
So that was quite a
She
good
did
tactic.
really good. And she was obviously...
She got through to people that are normally like... Correct. But you know there's an issue when they get shown something that just... It's almost like a system error.
Yeah, that one girl in
When
that
she goes, I
video.
can't talk to you anymore and I've got to leave.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk to someone who thinks that fracking isn't a danger. Yeah.
They just... It's so funny seeing that happen. Cam McLaren's done it to me a few times where I've been like, no, it's like this. And then he says something and I'm like, system error. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, you're right. And I'm like, God damn. But then I'll just double down just for like, to keep going. But you go, oh,
But Cam's good because Cam's like that though. Like
Cam's
he'll
left
stand-
but not.
Yes,
Cam's
correct.
left but right.
Yeah.
He's yes and he's no.
That's
and he's cold.
That's why that Constantine, I can't remember his last name. Trigonometry. Have you?
Yeah.
You know
where Theo goes, you guys have what we call autism. is that the trigonometry pod?
Is
that them?
I think that's the same guys. Yeah, the two.
Yeah, the two dudes.
Yeah, two dudes.
He's like, wow, man. We call it autism.
Yeah, so he's great, man, because he is
right.
what you would consider left, but also not.
Yeah.
And actually gets probably called right wing quite a lot. And
The thing is, that's just called being a reasonable human. Like, it's not a left or a right. It's just someone that is allowed to hold multiple ideas.
Which is
you don't have to have one like idea that you stick to. Like, it should be, you should be able to move left, move right. Just, that's not even called left or right. It's just going, oh, here's a bit of logic and some reasoning. I can understand that. Oh, but what about this? Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, we can deal with those set of facts. It's not like, now I'm a Democrat. Now I'm a Republican. It's the stupidest way of thinking.
Well, and this is what I said in that 2 camera the other day, that you're not right wing for disagreeing with the government, but just because the government's very left. The left's gone so far left that people who are in the centre appear to be on the right. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So
I don't even care, man. Like, you care a lot more than me. I'm here for flavour.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like, I just love having a chat and it's real interesting.
Yeah.
I don't have the same motivation as you.
Nah. Well, I think I've sort of I'm very excited to go back to. I like calling out Channel 7 and Channel 9 because that was the thing that we wanted to do. Yeah. But like the mainstream media, their news and their reporting of things.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah.
So, like, I think there's an episode ages ago where it was like, oh, here's a murder of a child, someone on a bus getting stabbed.
Yes.
Here's someone watching a robbery. And today's International Child's Day.
Yeah.
It's like, you've just showed 2 murders.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that stuff, I find that fun to just go, you're a dickhead.
Yeah.
I sort of love, I used to watch Trues every day.
Who?
Trues was Russell Brand's first show.
Yeah.
And he did, for a year. Every day he would go on YouTube and just find the news and point out why this framing of this this particular moment is incorrect. And
The only people I would really listen to is real proper independent investigative journalists, because I don't know what's true and what's not anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I would have no idea how to discern.
Did you see Russell Brand stepped away for a bit?
Why? Because he's about to be charged again.
No, he's just like with everything that's happened, like Charlie Kirk getting shot and everyone. He's like this platform, social media itself.
Yeah.
He truly believes it can be used for good.
Yeah.
But he needs to figure out how he plays a role in that. Like, is he adding to division?
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm just going to go spend some time with my family. He said he wants to get closer to God, do all that sort of stuff. So, I think like even John Wibber, news updates for real. He stepped back for a week or so before. And that was why it was nice to get away to Bali.
I think people that listen to this pod, like, social media is not real life, and it's not indicative of how a human truly feels. We wouldn't speak like that to each other in the street.
Yeah, exactly.
We wouldn't speak like that to each other face to face. You talk shit behind people's back. So that is social media is essentially what you would say behind someone's back, because you have a screen that is like that. It's almost a smoke screen.
Yeah.
You know, so you say what you would say behind their back, but because you posted anonymously.
Yeah.
Or even
That's
like,
very true.
yeah. I just thought of it then, but it's pretty good.
I think you've nailed that. That's a clip as well,
Yeah.
Delby. That's good.
No.
But you just shared me a TikTok that you want me to watch and
Yeah,
get my
it's just
reaction
classic
first.
Australian. So international listeners as well, just
Okay.
put the link. So give the shout out to whoever the TikTok people are.
Yeah,
it's
well.
speaking of news, it's from the news. Sometimes the news delivers absolute belters.
Okay.
And these are not like the AI or the fake news ones where people just pretend they're being interviewed.
Yeah.
So it's the top 5 Australian ones that are from like early 2000s.
I'm just trying to join to the Roadcaster Pro.
They're like so funny. I'd love to do a bit, write a bit about the 5 news stories, and it would only be funny in Australia, but
Okay. All right. So I've got this. Hopefully it's not too loud in people's ears. TikTok. All right. So
Just been scrolling TikTok.
What's his name?
His name's Tony.
Can you give us his last name?
Montana.
Tony Montana. Yeah, Scarface.
Yeah, you watched it? Good movie. Well,
What's your name?
my name's Sam.
Is it actually?
No, my name's Toby.
What's your accent?
Toby Mitchell.
that's a plucky dude.
And he got his gear back, didn't he?
His gear? Yeah, he got his pipe back, he got his bomb, he got everything.
He got his equipment back.
The other guy's just rubbing his ear.
Yes, his equipment.
Who've had to pay for this. Take off your glasses and apologise to us.
I'll say sorry, but I'm not taking off my glasses.
That's Corey Worthington.
Why not?
Because they're famous.
Because your glasses are famous.
Mate? What's going on? I'm just waiting for a mate.
This is the best song.
Is that why your car's all smashed up and you're up on the grass at the moment, or what? Yeah. I'm waiting for a mate. He's gone in there. Why? I'm just wondering how the collision with your car happened, mate. What collision?
What collision?
The one that's
His
got
front bumper's completely
the
fucked.
front yard, and the dogs were across the road. And as soon as they saw me, they came bounding over.
How's normal life?
And I just made it into...
oh, that guy's fucked.
You reckon?
Zero.
Ronnie passed the breath test.
Is he just tired?
I think he must be on opiates or something. Of course he passed the breath test because he's fucking got heroin in him.
Oh my God, he's passing out. Well,
So have you never seen that? Tony Montana.
No, I've never seen the Tony.
So good. His mate's finger in his ear the whole time.
Oh, that's great. Very good. Who was that? Who put that up?
No, it was just someone that did a compilation.
That was All Things Zevics.
Right, shout out to you, TikTok person.
But very nice. Delby.
See, Jason Johannesson got delisted. And Mason Cox.
What?
Yeah. And Tom
I
Mitchell.
seen Mason Cox got the fucking
And Tom Mitchell. You know that?
Tom Mitchell.
Delisted. Yeah.
Wow.
He's only 32.
He'll get picked up as a
Hope
mature
so, but
age.
maybe he's like injured. But JJ's delisted at 32. Tom
Maybe.
Mitchell delisted.
So Tom Mitchell, though, surely you go and
surely Eagles just pick him up just for like some fucking to help Harley Reid, and
I would suggest a team close to a premiership.
well, it depends if he can actually like
contribute
on the field. I don't think he can. I think he'd be more like go in there, block, talk, direct, like Pendles, who's just been swiped out of $2 million. Have you seen that?
And just before we get into what we're going to talk about today, Pendlebury, like in that, like and gun, but before the game,
did his calf,
mate. You can't lose a Rolls Royce. Like that's why they didn't make it.
Brewed away.
Yeah.
So, but
anyway, Delby.
All right. Well,
so we got a few things we're going to talk about today. We're definitely going to talk about the Montauk Project, but Delby.
Delby
has a.
I did a deep dive, which is, you know what? Like as a teacher, you get
you
told,
know what?
You get told not to trust Wikipedia, right? But as soon as there's a fake bit of information on Wikipedia, it gets removed and changed.
Does it?
Everyone has to cite their references. So it's, as long as a reference is legitimate, which again, you never know what is what isn't.
So they'd have to put like
Wikipedia's
allegedly and stuff.
Yeah, it's fairly accurate.
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
Cool.
Yeah. But this is one of the oldest and the original cases the Betty Hill, the Zeta
UFO.
Zeta Reticular system.
Oh, yes.
Do you know about that one?
Well, yeah,
this is the general one I'd only ever heard.
Yeah.
Is that Betty Hill and her husband,
Betty and Barney,
Bobby. I think he took time out. No. Betty and Barney. Yeah. Oh my God, Betty and Barney Rubble.
Oh.
Betty and Barney Hill. They were driving back from somewhere. They seen this light traveling across the sky that took a right turn, and then they stopped their car and they had binoculars on them, which is weird.
Maybe they're bird watchers, Daniel.
Maybe. Yeah. Fucking watch my birds out the front. And they seen this UFO, which he described as like a pancake, and it was spinning, and like got his binoculars out, and they followed it, and it went past this hill, which gave them a size diameter, which ended up being about, I think they said it's either 12 meters or 40 meters, one of the two. I'd have to check in a sec, but trying to make this flow naturally.
Yep.
And I only remember them being abducted from their car and time being removed. So as the story.
Yep.
And then when I heard about the star map being matched, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that as well. I didn't realize I was the same one.
The what, sorry?
Their star map being matched. Do you know about this or
not? No.
Oh, sick. All right. Well, this is a good one.
See, I'm the same as you. I have a brief knowledge that Betty and Barney Hill are one of the original and most verified cases in UFO history.
Yeah. So, long story short, and then we'll do long story.
Okay, cool.
They're a married couple. They're driving home. They see a UFO. Then they lose time, and they wake up 7 hours later. It was a 3-hour journey. They wake up not knowing where the last few hours have gone.
Okay.
So I'll do the short version.
Yep.
1961, they claim aliens abducted them in New Hampshire. Under hypnosis, actually, I'll save that bit for the end.
Okay.
They're driving home from a vacation. They noticed some bright lights following their car. Barney stopped to check, and both of them saw an object in front of the car and some strange figures coming towards them. They felt like they couldn't move, and after a while, they regained consciousness on the road, but they couldn't remember what happened. Their shoes were scratched, and their watches had stopped, showing something unusual had happened. After the event became public, the Hills appeared on TV and shared their story, but no one could prove or disprove that they were lying about the alien abduction. Then they underwent some hypnosis, and that's where the cool stuff happens.
Now, my vague memories are coming back of this, so I'll let you carry on.
Okay, so now I'll go into some deeper detail.
Cool.
So, Barney and Betty Hill are American. They were a civil rights activist couple. So this straight away, without knowing that, this has made me think.
Do they have purple hair?
No, the civil rights back then, they were interracial in the 60s.
Ah.
So Barney's black
and
Betty's white. Not Betty White.
I didn't.
So Barney is black
I didn't know that.
and Betty is white, and they were civil rights activists. And they'd just been coming home from a vacation, and they did speeches, and they were quite prominent in, having black and white work together. So keep that in mind when you hear some of the facts.
Okay.
So they were an interracial couple at a time when it was uncommon in the US. Oh, wow. Barney Hill was the grandfather of current UFC strawweight Angela Hill. So, about 10:30 p.m., they're driving back to Portsmouth from a vacation in Niagara Falls and Montreal, just south of Lancaster, New Hampshire. They observe a bright light below the moon and the planet Jupiter. So back then, people actually knew their constellations and knew stuff in the sky because there's no light pollution. While Barney navigated US Route 3, Betty reasoned that she was observing a falling star, but then it turned around and moved up.
Oh.
So they're like, falling star. Then it changed trajectory and started moving up.
Interesting.
Yeah. And because it moved erratically and grew bigger and brighter, Betty asked Barney to stop the car for a closer look and walk their dog. Barney stopped at a scenic picnic area south of a place called Twin Mountain. Betty looked through the binoculars and observed an odd-shaped craft with multicolored lights traveling across the face of the moon. So when she says face of the moon, it was just in front so she could see it. Because her sister had several years earlier said she'd seen a flying saucer, Betty thought that maybe this was one as well. So she passed the binoculars to Barney, and he observed what he thought was a commercial airliner traveling towards Vermont on its way to Montreal. However, he soon changed his mind because without looking as if it had turned, the craft rapidly descended in his direction. This observation caused Barney to realise that it was not a plane. They got back in the car and they keep driving. As they drive, they notice that the object's coming even closer, and at one point it passed above a restaurant and signal tower on top of Cannon Mountain and came out near a place called Old Man on the mountain. So Betty reckons at least 1.5 times the length of the granite cliff profile, which was 12 meters long. So that's going to be about a 20-meter long craft.
Wow.
It seemed to be rotating. They watched as the silent illuminated craft moved erratically and bounced back and forth in the night sky. Then it rapidly descended towards their car, causing Barney to stop in the middle of the highway. It hovered about 30 meters above them, 90 meters ahead, 30 meters above them, and filled the entire field of view on the windshield. And it reminded Barney of a huge pancake, like I said earlier. So Barney's got his gun in his pocket. He stepped away from his car and walked a bit closer, grabbed his binoculars, and he claims to see 8 to 11 humanoid figures peering out of the craft windows, seeming to look at him. In unison, all but one figure moved to what appeared to be a panel on the rear wall of the hallway that encircled the front portion of the craft. The one remaining continued to look at Barney and communicated a message telling him to stay where you are and keep looking.
Like telepathically?
Yeah, so Barney didn't know the word telepathically. He called it transference.
Ah.
So he hadn't been primed to know about telepathy. So he said it was like a transference message.
Wow.
So, which is a common theme. But given this is the 60s, there's probably not a lot of chatter about, you know, the way that we now learn.
Yes.
Which again could just be people repeating past stories. Barney had a recollection of observing the humanoid forms wearing glossy black uniforms and black caps. Red lights on what appeared to be bat wing fins began to telescope out the sides of the craft, and a long structure descended from the bottom of the craft. The silent craft approached them, and then Barney, fearing that he was going to be captured, ran back to the car terrified. As they sped away, they heard a strange beeping sound and fell into a daze. When they woke up, they realised they were now just outside of a place called Concord, and that he remembers the beings being somewhat not human. So that's the start of the story.
Somewhat not
human.
So
human-like, but not. So when I read that, I was like, well, if they're civil rights activists, who's to say this isn't a government vehicle with like the Men in Black or like some sort of, you know, some sort of government thing that wants to stop them from doing civil rights stuff?
Okay. Yep.
So there's like
a sinister little, just using,
some form of MK Ultra, which might lean into
definitely
story.
will.
So some sort of mind thing. I mean, maybe they would, if it truly wanted to stuff them, they would have just shot them.
I think so, yeah. But because they're sort of no ones, aren't they? They're not Martin Luther King. And
but they are still making a small change in the community.
Yes,
so
the
immediate aftermath. So again, people can just read this on Wiki, but if you're not a reader, you know, this is new to people. They started to realise when they got back, they had some odd sensations and impulses in their body that they couldn't readily explain. Betty had the impulse and insisted that their luggage was always kept near the back door rather than the main part of the house.
That's an odd thing.
Yeah.
So okay.
UFOs gave OCD.
Yep.
Their watches would never work again, which is interesting. So whatever force it was has stopped both of their watches at the same time.
They were wearing at the time.
Yeah. So Barney said the leather strap for his binoculars was torn, but he can't remember how he tore it.
Yep.
And back then, their shoes, you know how they had the shiny dress shoes? So his best dress shoes, the toes were all scraped as if he'd been dragged.
Oh.
So he couldn't explain why. Barney says he was compelled to examine his genitals in the bathroom. I mean, that's being a man.
That's just
like
all of us,
we've had that. We've been compelled since we were little. And other people's genitals. Though he found nothing unusual. They took long showers to remove possible contamination, which I would have been like, no, let's get tested.
Yeah.
And each drew a picture of what they had observed. Confused, they tried to reconstruct the chronology, so the timeline of events. But immediately after they heard buzzing sounds, their memories became incomplete and fragmented. They held asleep for a few hours. Betty woke up, put the shoes and clothing that she had worn in the closet, and saw that her dress was torn at the hem, the zipper, and the lining. Later, when she got the items back out, she noticed the pinkish powder on her dress. Maybe they were just doing pink cocaine. Fucking bender.
Pink powder.
Yeah.
Like pink powder.
Yeah.
Same colour as my shirt.
Yeah. She hung the dress on the clothesline and the pink powder blew away, but the dress was irreparably damaged. So she threw it away, then changed her mind, got it back out and hung it in the closet. Over the years, 5 labs have conducted chemical and forensic analysis, but it doesn't say if they came back with anything. The most interesting thing was there were shiny concentric circles on their car's trunk that weren't there the previous day. And Betty and Barney had experimented with a compass. So, you know, the thing you draw circles with.
Yep.
Notice that when they moved it to close to the concentric circles, the needle would spin around.
Oh, so like a magnet almost.
But when they moved it a few inches away from the shiny spots, it would just drop down. So that's the weird stuff that happened after. So they reported it to the US Air Force and NICAP. I don't know what NICAP stands for.
Okay.
NICAP. So it's probably National Institution of Aerial Phenomenon or something.
Mm-hmm.
They had a 6-hour interview. They told everything they could remember. Barney stated that he had developed a mental block and he had suspected there were some portions of the event that he didn't want to remember. So, you know, when people get PTSD,
trauma and
that's why he's checking his genitals.
It's like, what happened?
He described in detail all he could remember about the craft, the somewhat humans. They were telling the truth. And so afterwards, the US Air Force were like, yeah, these guys are telling the truth. And the incident probably occurred exactly as reported, except for a few uncertainties. Then Betty started having some really vivid dreams for 5 nights in a row.
Oh.
After the 5th night, they stopped. Though they occupied her thoughts during the day. When she mentioned Barney was like, man, shut up. Man. Like, He was like sympathetic but not concerned and kept telling her to forget about it.
Yeah.
And there were vivid dreams about the UFOs. In 1961, Betty began writing down the details. So in one dream, she and Barney encountered a roadblock and men surrounded their car. She lost consciousness but struggled to regain it. Then she realized that she was being forced by 2 small men to walk in a forest at night and seeing Barney walk behind her, though when she called to him, he was in a trance or sleepwalking. The men were about 5'5" or 5'4", so about Kevin Hart size.
Yeah.
And wore matching blue uniforms with caps similar to those worn by military cadets. They appeared to be nearly human with black hair, dark eyes, prominent noses, and bluish lips, and their skin was a greyish colour. She and Barney were taken to their car where the leader suggested that they wait to watch the craft's departure. They did so and resumed their drive home. So that's what her dreams remembered of the events. So far we have some sort of military type.
Yeah.
So they either are military that are faking being these little aliens.
Oh, yeah.
And picking these civil rights people.
Yeah.
Or
to try and make them look crazy.
Maybe. Or it's happened.
Yeah.
Or it's something else. And there is an explanation for something else.
This could actually link in very well with the Montauk Project.
Maybe they're doing an experiment to see if they can make people believe they've been abducted by UFOs.
Well, there's a little part at the very end that I'll get to with small people.
Okay. Yeah, I know about. And
there's also
I've heard about crash UFOs with like using midgets and dwarfs or little people.
Yes.
As experiments. Like Area 51 would use them.
Yeah, right.
Instead of people.
No, well, I don't mean small people. I mean kids.
Okay.
Boys.
Right. So after they'd told their story a bunch, figuring out they couldn't remember anything, they suggested hypnosis. So they decided to carry out some hypnosis to retrieve irretrievable memories.
Ah, yes.
Barney was apprehensive, but he thought it might help Betty put to rest what Barney described as the nonsense about her dreams. So,
why was he? Interestingly,
well, men back then would just be like, "Shut up, woman! Like you're making our family."
Yeah. What years are these?
1961.
Yeah. Okay.
So
wow, this all links up very well. Sorry, Delby, but
nice.
Yeah, cool.
So Barney has sessions under hypnosis, and he reports that his binocular strap that I said earlier that was broken got broken when he ran from the UFO back to the car. So he remembers the strap breaking as he was given it legs. He recalls driving the car away, but afterwards he felt irresistibly compelled to pull off the road and drive into the woods, which matches up with Betty's dream about being taken into the woods.
Yeah.
So straight away I'd be like, has her events influenced his hypnosis events? Because he's been told we went to the woods, so maybe he's creating a fake memory.
So he knows what she's said.
He's already known because this happens after.
Yes. Yeah.
He felt compelled. Eventually, he sighted 6 men standing on the road. The car stalled and 3 of the men approached the car. Barney described the beings as generally similar to Betty's hypnotic recollection. He said they stared into his eyes with a terrifying, mesmerizing effect. Under hypnosis, he said, "Oh, those eyes, they're there in my brain," from his first hypnosis session.
Oh.
I was told to close my eyes because I saw 2 eyes coming close to mine and I felt like the eyes had pushed into my eyes.
Oh.
From his second hypnosis session.
This is very similar.
Right.
Carry on.
All I see are these eyes. I'm not even afraid that they're not connected to a body. They're just there. They're just up close to me, pressing against my eyes. While Betty reported a conversation with the leader in English, Barney said that he heard them speaking in a mumbling language he didn't understand. Betty also mentioned this detail. The few times they communicated with him, Barney said it seemed to be thought transference because he was unfamiliar with the word telepathy. Now, Betty's sessions was very similar to her 5 dreams with some notable differences, mainly pertaining to her capture and release. And the technology on the craft was different. The short men differed significantly in physical appearance, and the sequential order of the abduction differed between Barney and Betty.
Okay.
However, as a general rule, they were consistent with each other's.
It's interesting because people can view the same thing. We could both go to
Always,
the same
yeah.
baseball game and see the
Remember it
same
differently.
thing. Exactly.
Yeah, like even Dom Sheed's goal, I remember it being front onto it, but then I had a weird memory I was behind it, but that's because the footage was from behind, and I remember being behind the goals.
Yeah.
So the hypnotic sessions ran, he said the cases were a single psychological aberration. So I think he was saying that they had like a psychological event together that was like...
And it's created... This is what...
So
who
like
suggested this?
The person, Simon's hypnosis session. So Dr. Benjamin Simon.
Okay.
So I don't know if that means he's saying that they had like a psychotic episode together. Because
Like
a singular psychological aberration, because an aberration means an exception to the rule, right? So, or is that an abomination?
Is it like a shared hallucination?
Maybe that's what I'm thinking he's trying to describe.
Okay.
So after they go back to their normal lives, they were willing to discuss, the stuff with friends, family, and the UFO researcher, but they never made an active.
Yeah.
Like they weren't trying to be like, hey, look at us, we're going to do a tour.
Yeah.
Then I'll try to cut all the other shit. Like it talks about getting some press, blah, blah, blah. Barney dies of a cerebral hemorrhage on February 29th at age 46. So 8 years later, he dies from a cerebral hemorrhage, which is a stroke, I guess. Then Betty really leans into it. And because the husband's not keeping her back, she leans into the UFO. She only died in 2004.
Did she think that there was a connection between the hemorrhage and his
It doesn't
abduction?
say.
Okay.
That's what I thought when I read it. But like the fact that she lived for another like 60 years. 45 years. So under hypnosis, she drew this like star map of these points.
Oh.
That she'd been shown of where they were from. So she draws this map of stars. And they were trying to decipher it and figure out where it comes from. And so this is about 8 years later. And the only one that seemed to match was the viewpoint of the double star system of the Zeta Reticuli, which is 40 light years from Earth.
Yeah.
So roughly. So
Zeta Reticulans are considered to be a big part of the UFO alien culture.
Or maybe it stemmed from this star map.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
So, because there's 2 suns there, and there's debate on whether at the time they thought that it couldn't support life, and later it got proven to be able to support life. So people are just arguing back and forward. Is the star map just chance? Is it not chance? Was it actually bearing resemblance to a real life map? So there were people coming out saying that it was, people coming out saying that it wasn't. Saunders, who was a statistician, said that the chances of it being randomly perfect like that is about 1,001 of just drawing random dots and matching it up.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know what, it's probably less, because if you think about the sheer number of stars in our sky, you could probably draw a random pattern and it would match up. If there's more stars than there are a grain of sand on Earth.
You're going to find one. But to have it in a star system that has the potential for life.
Yeah.
Like that would make it even more sizable odds.
Yeah. So when they matched it up, it's pretty cool. I'll show you the pictures I'll show you the pictures now.
How similar they are.
Yeah, they're almost identical, which is pretty wild.
Okay.
And then it's got all the rebuttals, which is really really interesting. The rebuttals make a lot of sense as to why it's not. That's kind of looks like a dick, but...
Okay. Oh, wow. No, that's exactly the same. Okay.
So
wow,
it's got the two suns.
Yeah.
It has all like everything pretty much.
From our perspective, from the point of view of our planet?
Not sure. Don't know.
Anyway, yep.
Yeah. But the rebuttals are really interesting. So to disprove them.
Okay.
First of all, a resident of the area, Jim McDonald, a resident of the area in which the Hills claim to have been abducted, has produced a detailed analysis of their journey, which concludes the episode was provoked by their misperceiving an aircraft warning beacon on Cannon Mountain. McDonald notes that from the road of the Hills talk, the beacon appears and disappears at the exact same time the Hills describe the UFO as appearing and disappearing. The remainder of the experience is ascribed to stress, sleep deprivation, and false memories that have been recovered under hypnosis. UFO expert Robert Schieffer writes that the Hills are the poster children for not driving when sleep deprived. So some sort of like sleep, like they see things.
It's shared hallucination.
Happens. These twins had it when they ran into traffic, and that family had it when they just up and left their house.
Okay.
So when he was president at the National UFO Conference in New York City in 1980, Betty presented some of the UFO photos she'd taken. She showed what must have been, because in later life, she started becoming a UFO hunter.
Yep.
Showed 200 slides, mostly of blips, blurs, and blobs against a dark background. They were supposed to be UFOs coming in closer, chasing a car, landing, etc. After a talk had exceeded about twice its allotted time, Betty was jeered off the stage by what had been at first a sympathetic audience. This incident, witnessed by many of the ufology's leaders and activists, removed any lingering doubts about her credibility. She had none. In 1995, she wrote a book, A Common Sense Approach to UFOs. It's filled with delusional stories such as seeing entire squadrons of UFOs in flight and a truck levitating above the freeway. She would, later in life, Betty, in 1977, would go on UFO vigils 3 times a week. When she was joined by a UFO enthusiast, John Oswald, Oswald said she's not really seeing UFOs, but she's calling them that. On the night that they went out together, she was unable to distinguish between a landed UFO and a street light. So in a later interview, Schieffer recounts that Betty Hill wrote, UFOs are a new science and our science cannot explain them. But he released 48 pages of archives documents related to the two later on. Now,
it's interesting because we know UFOs are real now. Even the government's had hearings on it.
Doesn't mean aliens, it means unidentified.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
But there are things in the universe that are operating outside the laws of physics for what we know anyway.
Yeah.
And what we can achieve. So that's interesting that now we have proof that they exist, so it's not just conspiracies.
Yeah.
But disregarding that she's seeing UFOs is a bit understanding that she probably is seeing some things that she can't explain, which are just helicopters or
unidentified things.
Yeah.
Yep. So I've just sent you 2 photos. Okay. These are what they think influenced their expectation, which is quite interesting.
Okay.
So there was a show, like a UFO show, called The Bolero Shield on an episode of the science fiction anthology series called The Outer Limits.
Yeah, okay.
It had been broadcast on February 10th, which was 2 weeks before Barney's first session. The episode features an unnamed extraterrestrial with large eyes who says, in all the universes, in all the unities beyond the universes, all who have eyes that speak. So that happened 2 weeks before his hypnosis, talking about the eyes. All I can see is the eyes.
Yeah.
And he described the exact same thing that they showed on this TV show.
Okay.
So...
And probably having a bit of an interest in that TV show would have watched it.
Well, they don't know whether he did or not, but everything sort of mirrored that show.
Okay.
So the sketch looked exactly like the Bolero Shield. It was sort of like deja vu. The resemblance is much better by an absence of ears, hair, and nose on both aliens. Could it be by chance? Consider this. Barney first described and drew the wraparound eyes during the hypnosis session, which was broadcast 12 days between it, after it debuted.
Yeah.
Now, when she asked Betty about the Outer Limits, she said she'd never heard of it. And then the other thing in her story were pointed out in another movie called Invaders from Mars, which came out in 1953.
Okay.
So the Bolero Shield was the least important of the 3 Outer Limits episodes. On February 3rd and February 17th, there was one called The Invisibles, which featured an alien intelligence which orchestrates a conspiracy of human hosts where they would cut the servant, lie face down on a table, and the back scratch with a scalpel and putting an organism in the wound to see if it will attach. Now, this is all purely fictional.
Yeah.
Then the partial nudity, the surgical scenes recall the alien probing described by Barney. So the same thing that Barney described. And then the last episode on the 17th, which was a few days before his hypnosis, 5 days before,
Yep.
featured a storyline of 4 men by an alien with wraparound eyes which glow menacingly. And early in the episode, the protagonist's car is stopped by the alien.
Mm-hmm.
The protagonist has always belonged to a social outcast group, so the civil rights group.
Yep.
Eventually, it's revealed that the protagonist is half alien himself. He's accompanied by a girlfriend over the disapproval of her father. So again, reflects exactly the civil rights thing.
Yep.
If this is true. And he suggests these similarities go beyond coincidental, and he's merged the two because in the Twilight Zone episode, there is aliens in shiny black jackets.
Yeah, right.
In which 3 aliens disguised as humans in black leather jackets come to Earth, but one falls in love with a human girl.
Now, is this like art?
Yeah, art imitating life.
Yeah, but it was before.
Yeah. I think the Twilight episode was 1964, which happened after.
Yeah, okay.
So maybe they used that as a source of inspiration.
So it's very easy, I guess, to just disregard someone's accounts and just find similarities in stories and things, and then, but that doesn't mean some of it was true. Like the circles on the car, they're probably the biggest proof. And I think they were from memory, and maybe we can Google it. I think they were tested for radiation, and they came back with radiation or something, but not abnormal from memory. But the fact that there's these very real concentric circles.
Yeah. I mean, it could just be, again, a government agency trying to fuck with them.
Yeah.
And discredit everything they do. If they're whack jobs and they're civils, they'll probably do more damage to the civil rights. Like, look what happens when a black marries a white.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
they go crazy.
That was the original. Misinformation and disinformation were terms that they used to use within governments for those sorts of things. They'd feed them 90% like real, and they'd go, "Oh my God, we're onto it. We've got it. We were right. We were correct." And then they feed them one bit of information that's so absurd, but they project that out into the public and the media, and then they go, they let someone else prove them wrong and go, "No, that's wrong." So now everything you've just said is just a lie.
Yeah. So, and also I found this on the plane. I had no reception, and it randomly just popped up on my Facebook when I refreshed.
Yeah.
So we haven't planned your story with my story.
No.
And it's just by chance.
No, so it's
you said you were prepared with a story. I was like, all right, well, I'll find one that's got a bit more depth than my normal.
Yeah.
Oh, some cunt got it probed in the ass.
Yeah. Well, specifically when it comes to the eyes and not the eyes, but like feeling like that for me.
The eyes, Chico.
That eyes thing that sounded like when it said the eyes are pressed against the eyes. It feels like someone is controlling you, like in your body.
It's a woman.
It's a woman.
They control me very well.
So we'll do the Montauk Project. You've watched Stranger Things, Delby?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Stranger Things as well? You love it?
I liked all of it. At first, the jail situation with old mate was fucked, but like then I came to like it. I think that was season 4.
The jail?
Yeah, where he's in the Russian gulag or wherever he was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, how they were all separated and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, but it is actually...
I liked it. Season 4 I thought was better than season 3. Season 3 was kind of a nothing. Is that with Dax, not Dax, Dacre, the Aussie guy, who becomes...
Billy.
Is it Billy, the evil brother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was in season 2 as well, but
I can't remember one of the seasons. I was like...
Yeah, so season 3 is building. It's okay. It's the shopping mall.
Right. Yeah. That was that was just fun.
Yeah, I think it was like second season. One of them was not as good, but still okay, did enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, the season 4.
I love season 4 was when you learn about
Vecna and all that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was cool.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
And so basically, Stranger Things its original name was Montauk, but they've changed it to Stranger Things. I think for I guess marketing purposes.
Yeah.
It probably came across better, but
let's talk Montauk.
So let's talk through the Montauk. This is I've got this in 3 parts. Now, part 1 is the longest part, broken down, and then the rest will
because there's also the Montauk monster.
Well, this is part of it. Oh no, the Montauk monster is later.
It ended up just being a raccoon.
Yeah, but it had a beak, and they were like, "Well, is that genetic experiments and stuff like that?"
I think it was just a bloated raccoon, but that could be again false information handed out. But they've they've compared it to.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. They turned it into that.
But fuck me, a platypus had a beak, and you'll be like, "No way." It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
when the Aboriginals doing like genetic experiments.
All right, so we'll take it from the start. So part one is the continuation of the Philadelphia experiment. So have you heard of that?
Yeah, that's where they drafted Ben Simmons and he was shit.
Oh, fuck. That's
sort of pick.
very quick by you.
Trust the
Delby.
process.
That's so good. Okay, I'm going to turn off my notifications so I don't get distracted. All right, so let's start in 1943. During the height of World War II, the US Navy was conducting a secret project out of the Philadelphia Naval Yard called the Project Rainbow. The goal was radar invisibility. To make ships undetectable to enemy systems. The experiment was run on a destroyer escort known as the USS Eldridge.
I think I know her.
The ship was fitted with massive electromagnetic generators designed to bend light and radar waves around it. One morning, the test
just that in itself, that's incredible. Like that humans can create something that will bend light and waves. Well, A, we can harness it.
Yeah.
B, we create something that fucking bends it. That is insane.
Yeah, because that's...
and when? The 60s? This is 60s?
This is 1940s they were trying to do this. Like in the height of the World War II.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So... on the morning of the test, the field was activated, and according to... as in the invisibility field was activated, and according to those who were there, the impossible happened. The Eldridge didn't just vanish from radar, it disappeared from sight entirely. Witnesses at the dock saw only a faint green haze or a cloud, then nothing. Seconds later, the ship reappeared. Men on board were vomiting, disorientated. Some fused into the metal bulkheads. Yeah, and the experiment was an absolute success and disaster because it achieved what they wanted, which was it made it disappear from sight and made it invisible. But
so they would never have thought that a side effect was blokes were going to melt. They would just be like,
I guess if you're bending space and time and like light, I mean, what are you using for that?
John Jones.
As far as I'm aware, it was like a frequency sort of idea. But after this, the project was immediately classified, sealed and buried. But according to insiders who later came forward, that event was only just the beginning. Decades later, the research that began in Philadelphia was quietly relocated and refined. The Navy's radar invisibility experiment had opened something far greater than a cloaking field. It had opened a window into space-time. To study and control it, the technology and the scientists were transferred to a new umbrella program called Project Phoenix. The destination was a remote military installation on the far eastern tip of Long Island, Montauk Air Force Station, also known as Camp Hero.
Is that in New York, Long Island?
Yes, yeah. It's out in the base is ideal because it's isolated, forested, and armed with towering SAGE radar. I don't know what SAGE stands for, but it's a radar system capable of broadcasting frequencies
like
at
mind-bending
something.
Gamma.
Yeah,
it's just my guess.
So those radar, they're capable of broadcasting frequencies at mind-bending strength.
Right.
So according to electrical engineer, so this is Preston B. Nichols. He's the one who's written all about this and done talks about it. One of the men directly involved, the work at Montauk continued the same principles discovered in Philadelphia, but he took them in a new direction. Consciousness of man could definitely be affected by electromagnetics. And additionally, this is his quote, the consciousness of man could be definitely affected by electromagnetics. And additionally, it would be possible to develop equipment that could literally change the way a person thinks. The scientists realized that they could tune the human brain like a radio. Every thought, emotion, and memory has a measurable frequency. By matching and amplifying those frequencies through electromagnetic resonance, they could manipulate perception itself.
That's pretty interesting.
Now, Preston Nichols, wasn't the only person who remembered this. So the story behind Nichols and Al Bielik, I think is the way you pronounce it. Al Bielik is the other person who remembers this. They were on the Philadelphia experiment.
So as a researcher, or just as a soldier,
I think aboard. So they were aboard. Al Bielek, a naval engineer aboard Nichols wasn't, but Al Bielek, a naval engineer aboard the Eldridge during the original Philadelphia experiment, later recovered memories of leaping from the ship during the 1943 test and landing inside Camp Hero.
What? He jumped off the ship
in 1943 and landed inside Camp Hero in 1983.
What?
So
how did he know the year? He jumped forward 40 years.
He claimed that he saw technology that Nichols described. So
how did he know it was 1983? That's my question.
I am unsure.
So he's just like, it'd be like us jumping forward and seeing some shit we've never seen before.
Yeah, potentially. Well, he said he's gone forward to 1983 Camp Hero, which is a military base. I'm assuming there'd be some stuff going on there that let him know what time.
I'd like to know if somebody in 1983 could confirm the sighting of a 1941 sailor just popping up out of nowhere.
Well, if it was in Camp Hero, that's a classified military base. So even if they did, they'd probably go.
Yeah, but if this is leaked.
Yes. So this is him remembering it. So
I wonder. I'd look a bit deeper. If anyone listening knows more.
Yeah.
If there's the opposite side of this story, that would be very interesting.
So he claimed that the same technology Nichols described, the radar towers, the underground tunnels, the glowing energy fields, and that you could bend reality itself. His testimony connected both events to a single continuous timeline from the invisible ship in 1943 to the time of the experiments in Montauk 4 decades later. To do this, they built the device that would become the centerpiece of the entire program. This is called the Montauk chair. Have you heard anything about the Montauk chair?
Mm-mm.
This is pretty cool. So Nichols described it as...
How do you spell Nichols? Like Nichols?
Just one L, but yes.
Nichols, yeah, okay.
So Nichols described the chair as a curved throne-like seat surrounded by concentric coils of copper wire, all connected to the radar system, and a Cray 1 supercomputer. The subject was usually a trained psychic and would sit in the chair, enter a trance, and the machine would synchronize to their brain wave patterns. The chair amplified thought, not metaphorically, but literally. Nichols said, it was essentially a mind-reading machine. It operated on the principle of picking up an electromagnetic function of the human being and translating those into an understandable form. Mm-hmm. At first, the system projected images from the subject's mind onto monitors. Soon, those images began to manifest physically within an electromagnetic field.
What?
Had actually discovered pure creation out of thought with the use of a transmitter.
Like harnessing God.
Like harnessing the frequency and then actually manipulating that frequency to create it and materialize into your reality.
But the images that they were seeing,
yes.
So it was a screen and then a 3D image or an actual person.
So at first they would project it into a screen, but then they worked out a way to actually
like
project
a hologram or a physical
reality, real things. So they started with chairs and small things. And
that's being God. That is what God is.
Interesting, isn't it? They had discovered, where are we? Whatever the subject, most famously, Duncan Cameron, as a psychic, imagined would appear. Sometimes briefly, sometimes permanently. Duncan was the project's strongest psychic. When he entered deep theta states, the chair's field synced perfectly with his consciousness. He could create solid objects, furniture, tools, even living forms.
Surely you'd be fucking doing gold.
Yeah.
Like, fuck a chair. You'd be like gold, silver, like.
So he's creating these even living.
He's like Minecraft. He's got wood. He's doing goats.
So he's doing that.
What living things did he make?
Even living forms from sheer thought energy. But this is the I guess where it gets very weird. So, but on one day in August 1993, an experiment designed to test aggression spiraled out of control. Something came through, a creature, hairy, monstrous, about 20 foot tall. It destroyed equipment, tore apart the lab, People ran for their lives. The entity, summoned from Duncan's subconscious, rampaged through the underground tunnels before dissipating. Nichols claims he personally shut down the transmitter, ending the Montauk Project. Within days, the base was sealed. The government decommissioned it the government decommissioned it publicly in 1981, but Nichols insisted that the operations continued until that 1983 shutdown.
All right, straight away there, my thought is if Bigfoot is an interdimensional being, then potentially he's just summoned a Bigfoot and they've come through. Because I reckon Bigfoot, if it is real, it's more of a protector of the human species.
Yeah, so this...
it's come in and just be like, nah, you're fucking with...
Yes.
You stop fucking with this.
So this was an experiment to summon pure rage.
So maybe so it's either that or his idea of rage is a big hairy monster coming through and destroying shit. So he's manifested this.
It apparently appeared differently to different people.
As they viewed it?
Yes, from their perceptions.
So it's like a demonic, it's just the pure physicality of what we perceive rage to be.
Yes, because Duncan Cameron actually said he felt the presence of a higher intelligence because they were, breaking space-time realms, I guess. So Nichols said...
Because if you were an advanced different dimensional species, you would be able to have the technology to pick up when people are fucking with your thing. You'd be like, oh shit, on this part of Earth, they're fucking around with this dimension.
It was never really understood what that... He was just sensing this higher intelligence, viewing or watching or aware of it.
How has this got out as fake news to fuck with other countries, thinking, the Americans can materialize whatever they think of, and they can summon a beast to destroy you? Like, is all this just bullshit that's been leaked?
Potentially, I mean, this guy. We can look at the credibility of this guy as well. There is some stuff about him. It's
fun to think about
because it's very easy to just dismiss him, but then he's got some very real credibility accreditations as well.
But again, you play devil's advocate, and you're like, is that CIA going, all right, you're going to be this actor? Like, what's like Iron Man, where old mate's the actor?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, potentially. Misinformation, disinformation. Yeah, correct. So Nichols said, those who participated in the Montauk Project claim they were abducted and do not totally remember what happened to them. He later reflected, the Montauk was never an ending, it was a beginning. Once we realised consciousness could control matter, we realised the universe was conscious too. So whether you call it a continuation of the Philadelphia experiment or the dawn of something far beyond science, the story of Montauk stands as a blueprint for what happens when human curiosity reaches beyond reality itself. So that's part one.
Okay, well, that's weird because synchronicity. Something popped up on my feed that said your consciousness can jump through time, meaning gut feelings are memories from the future, scientists propose. I don't know, again, like how accurate or how true it is, but it might just be a theory because it says scientists propose.
Yes.
They suggest that your consciousness can jump through time, meaning your gut feeling may be a memory from the future, so it already knows subconsciously what's going to happen and it's trying to communicate to your body, no, if we do this, then this thing's going to happen. It's linked to quantum entanglement, where the brain may be entangled with its future state, because you know how two things can exist at the same time.
Yes.
So if your future state is interacting with your past state, your gut feeling, that's what they're trying to...
I totally believe that that's exactly what it is. That's a great scientific way of saying your higher self or your future highest version of yourself knows what the best aligned path is for you, and that's why you get that gut feeling.
That would suggest that we've already lived...
already lived.
Or we're doing it concurrently.
Because remember, time is a linear illusion that we hold here in the third dimension. So that would be not already lived, are living everything at the same time all at once.
So every possibility is there.
Yes.
Depending on the choice you make next because of free will.
So remote viewers, and they do sort of remote viewing in this program, but remote viewers talk about that there is no tomorrow, there is no yesterday, there's only now. And
which
an
is
existing exists. Yeah, an infinite existing moment of now.
Yeah.
And our illusion of being stuck in this linear path of linear time, third dimensional linear time, is like a trap. It's a way for our brains to logically piece it all together, is how remote viewers say it.
Right.
Instead of it just
Well, if it's a trap, that links into what Lazar was saying about our bodies being containers.
A container, yeah.
For the soul.
So we're like a container that's stuck in the third dimensional. This is why when they say we need to break through to the fourth and fifth dimension, where time does not necessarily hold us within this one point.
That's something I can't grasp.
I don't think
how
we're
do we
supposed
break
to
through?
Yeah.
Because that means we would have to lose this form.
Well,
I would disappear and become an empty shell because my soul would go to a different level.
Well, not necessarily, because you're housing the soul. Your container there that you have there is housing the soul.
So once I die, I progress to a further state because I.
Well, that's what I'm reading at the moment. That Journey of Souls that you've read,
Yeah.
and it's very consistent that it's just it's just a container for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like when humans are like, oh, we need to go to the next dimension or we need to go to a higher, like if we're a container, we can't.
It's our frequency.
We need to get out.
So then we can live out of this. And now I'm not going to pretend to understand if we can escape that or if our role is to understand we can't. And this is just a soul evolution training center.
Yeah. I mean, that was probably that's probably what I subscribe to the most. This
It's an interesting. It's an interesting concept.
There was a guy that smoked salvia.
Yeah,
and he was transported back, and he lived his whole life as a signpost. He was just a boulder watching people come past him for centuries until one day these guys came and cut him down.
Yeah,
and then he came out of the salvia trip. He lived like 300 years.
I remember you told me about that. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, they're like everything has a consciousness, and we just like we've got senses, and eyes.
Fuck being a rock, bro.
I know, but imagine
Unless
like
it's
how
WWE.
But how chill is a rock? How chill is a tree? Like a tree exists. A tree does what it does.
You'd be so bored as a rock with consciousness.
But would you?
Fucking oath.
Would you be
if you just sat there like fuck, man?
Yeah, but your perception, you might be out of linear time. Like who knows?
Yeah.
But also, that's what, and we're going to talk about this tomorrow with Mandy, is unlearning, and like everything that you are is learned behavior from your parents and society and
or
culture.
An experience.
Exactly, and then when you completely unlearn everything, you go back to that point, and you understand that you're the observer. You're not the person. You're the person. You're the whatever, the void observing our feelings and emotions. Now, what is that thing observing? Maybe some people might call that God, consciousness, whatever. I don't know. But that's what you are deep down and that's hard because then your ego breaks down and like, oh, so my individual experience is not important and and you sort of start to.
Well, I mean, it isn't. If it is, but it isn't because the reality is, when do you feel at your best? Not when you're alone. When you're doing something with other people, when you're together, when you're working on a goal, when you're sharing times, that's when you feel your best. I would say 99.9% of people. It's nice having your alone time, but the true feelings of joy are really shared. So,
with connection and collective consciousness. Yeah, I agree because it's like you're all joining back together. Yeah, I agree. All right, you ready to get into part 2?
Let's go.
I think this one's a little bit shorter. So, part 2, Project Phoenix 3 and the time tunnels. So, when the creature incident in 1983 forced the Montauk Project offline, most people thought that was the end. But according to Nichols, this shutdown only marked the close of one phase, Phoenix 2, and the beginning of Project Phoenix 3, a deeper, more secret stage designed to harness discoveries they couldn't yet control. After the beasts from the interdimension. After the beast from the ID destroyed the base, the surviving scientists refined the technology, stabilizing the frequencies, and had once unleashed chaos. They called it Phoenix 3, the third incarnation of a line of projects stretching back to the Philadelphia experiment itself. Where Project Rainbow dealt with radar invisibility and Phoenix 2 with psychic amplification, Phoenix 3 focused on controlled space-time manipulation. If thought could open portals spontaneously, controlled frequency could do it deliberately. Al Bielek's recovered memories support the same chain of events. So he said that his brother jumped from the Eldridge during 1943, collapsed and fell through a time bridge, materializing into Montauk's underground facility in August 1983. As experiments peaked, he remembered technicians who recognized him from decades of classified work. In his words, the Eldridge Eldridge's energy field and Montauk's vortex were the same wave and the same frequency, just 40 years apart.
So
this is like...
let's put that in English terms. So this Eldridge bloke...
Yep. No, Eldridge,
his brother.
Eldridge is the ship.
Oh.
The Eldridge's energy field.
So the person that leaped off the ship... He didn't leap off the ship. He leaped through...
No, Bielik leaped off the ship.
Why? Because he was in pain or something?
Yeah, because it was disappearing, I guess, or for whatever reason.
So he jumped off the ship and landed in the Montauk Project.
In the same
because
facility.
They were replicating the frequency that they originally created, which would link into the theory of time not being linear.
Yes.
Because it's at the same time, same frequency, same everything.
Yeah, you've just jumped into the same frequency, yeah.
I don't know how much I believe that, because what if we replicate that frequency right here, right now? Do we go back to the Eldridge? Do we go back to the Montauk?
Well, with the machines and the if we had a radar and a frequency emitting
big enough,
yeah. The thing is, and we'll get to this, is that our brains are radar, but not radar. They're like radios for perceiving frequency. Yeah. So, which is why they do mind control and MK Ultra. But Nichols described enormous ring-shaped generators under Camp Hero. When synchronized with radar array and the Montauk chair, these tore open shimmering corridors in space-time, the time tunnels. We found we could open a vortex that was stable and traversable.
Stop fucking with shit like this, bro.
Yeah. People walked through and vanished only to return minutes later from thousands of miles away or years. Operators learned to tune the tunnels like radio frequencies.
Well, where to? It would have only had to be back to the time that they created the technology, right?
No. So one setting opened 2137, another ancient Egypt, and one mission they said reached Mars in 6037 AD, where explorers found a silent human outpost glowing beneath a red sky.
Well, if they walk into the Mars timeline, they die because there's no oxygen.
Well, potentially. This is 6037, so that's, in another 4,000 years, they might have terraformed it by then. Anyway.
Who the fuck's going through the portal? Like, who is doing that? I'd be like, give me some oxygen, fucking put a rope on me.
We will find out who goes through this, because that's...
Of course it's ancient Egypt. This just sounds like someone's written a fucking movie and it's fake information. Like,
maybe.
Of all the places, surely it's never going to be ancient Egypt. It just might be fucking 1982 in Mullaloo.
Yeah, well, that's what they do quite a lot, but another was ancient Egypt, another was 2137. But
and who receives them on the other end?
We'll move into this.
Right.
Okay. At that stage, the program was...
I'm getting angry.
At that stage, the program was renamed Project Continuum. Its goal, stabilize one prime timeline and anchor it into conscious reality, making Montauk the maintenance hub of the multiverse, which is Loki.
Right.
The same. If you want to try and visualize it, they're trying to maintain one prime timeline.
Right.
The same sort of idea as the Loki.
Yeah, because they shouldn't fuck with it.
Yes.
Unless you're meant to fuck with it, and that is the timeline.
Yeah, well, repeated exposure to the vortex began destroying Duncan Cameron's body.
Oh.
To preserve the link, a series of clones were grown and imprinted imprinted with his brainwave patterns through electromagnetic and DNA resonance.
This is bullshit.
Okay. Why do you think it's bullshit?
Bro, this is bullshit.
Okay.
There is no way.
You don't think they clone people?
Man, go continue. What year is this? 83?
83. 84. Yeah, 83. So here we go. They could not copy his body, but they could copy his mind state. Nichols wrote. So they didn't just clone him; they cloned his.
So why would he volunteer to keep doing this if he's dying and his body's breaking down?
I'm not sure he had a choice. He's in an underground bunker.
Yeah.
This is like imagine Stranger Things, and they're kept in their thing, and This is the same idea, and that's why they've got that same concept. It's the same. They're trying to train these psychics,
right? Against their will.
against their will. So they didn't copy their body; they copied their mind state and frequency and injected it into, or imprinted it.
I feel like it's just too intricate to do that with the human mind. We still allegedly don't know fucking 90% of it. Like for them to be
allegedly, yeah, by these guys' thoughts, they were doing it a long time ago. By 1984, at least 4 Duncans existed across different temporal coordinates, each sustaining a network until instability forced Nichols to initiate the final lockout.
Poor guy.
The tunnels were sealed in 1987 and remaining staff subjected to memory wiping, except Nichols, who built a frequency shield to preserve his own. Nichols believed Montauk never truly ended. Its data migrated to a black budget lab. Its neutral interface would have evolved into brain-computer technology. And this is where it starts to come into early day, because he hasn't talked about this for quite a while. What we learned at Montauk has been weaponized, he warned. Time manipulation isn't science fiction, it's strategic reality. So that's the end of part 2.
I mean...
So obviously...
If all this was real, we wouldn't have wars. America would just be like, shoop, shoop, fucking, thank you. We want to get to Putin, boom, boom, straight through a portal.
Do you think Russia wouldn't be trying to understand the same technology?
I just think if it was real, then we wouldn't have any of the issues that we have in the world right now. If there was a world leader that you needed taken out, you would literally just go, portal, here we go, boom, grabbed you up, catch you up, well, done. Like, if they truly weaponized it. Is any of this been proven before Stranger Things came out, or is this back fan fiction for Stranger Things that someone's created?
No. This was way before Stranger Things. That was the whole reason I watched Stranger Things, because I'd heard about this for years and years and years. And he wrote a book about it. There's a book that was published in the 90s.
So it's got shades of Minority Report as well, where the whole like psychic thing is them being trapped in the lab.
Yeah, so this is why I like things that, and you'll see, sort of bleed into common day, because they were using these people to not just... Actually, I'll just in case.
Yeah, I just feel that like it's too fantastical. Like it's just too far advanced for that time.
Potentially.
Considering where we are technologically now.
But
we're always 50 years behind of what they already have.
Yeah.
But
and he's talking about just frequencies and harnessing the frequency, which sounds very...
So at a smaller level, that's what we believe in, where you can manifest your future and change what's going to happen.
So they're using technology at a far bigger rate, using...
it's like steroids for your manifestation.
Yeah. Okay, so part 3, the Montauk Boys and the Global Network.
Oh, watch out for the Montauk Boys.
Or the Montauk Boys. So by 1988, the Montauk time tunnel experiments had ended. The main equipment was dismantled, lower level sealed, beneath concrete and sand, but the research didn't stop. It went deeper underground. Nichols said, Montauk was never about time travel. That was the cover story. The real purpose was the development of global mind control, a frequency grid that could reach every human being on Earth. And at the center of the grid was the Montauk Boys. Nichols later revealed that not all of the Montauk Boys remained on Earth. Once the time tunnels, see, these are the boys that they were sending through these time tunnels.
Are they psychic boys, or are they just like just boys that they've abducted?
They're boys, young boys that they had adopted who were orphans or considered to be disposable, that they put into these programs, psychic programs, and taught them how to leverage their
why would you want
psychic abilities.
I don't understand why anyone would want global domination and everyone to be under mind control. Like, what fun would it be if everyone thought what you wanted them to think? That would be a shit life. There'd be no fun. There'd be no fun.
Yeah, but maybe this is going into another version of events, but potentially that's suggesting that the people at the top who are trying to control this are even human.
Yeah.
Or of our dimension, or of not part of some sort of cult.
So if it would be sinister, if they could control... Well, that links all the way back to the Anunnaki. They wanted to control humans to bring them gold.
Yeah.
So...
And if you live... If you, for example, if you believe in the reptilians, they feed off energy of hate and whatnot. So potentially they're trying... Anyway, we'll get into this a bit more. But so Nichols revealed that not all of the Montauk boys remained on Earth. Once time tunnel technology stabilised, select subjects were allegedly sent forward through the vortex, not decades, but a millennia to the year 6037. According to both Preston Nichols and Al Bielek, those boys arrived in a world half flooded and silent, dominated by crystalline cities and a lone monument displaying humanity's history etched in light. They reported that the time moved differently, consciousness itself was fluid, and that non-human intelligences briefed them to observe and return. When they came back, the records showed that they'd been gone only minutes, though their own memories spanned weeks. Bielek described it as a place outside time, humanity's museum at the end of history. Even Al Bielek years later confirmed that he had seen the early stages of that same program. He described rows of young recruits conditioned beneath the base, trained to project telepathic commands through synchronized frequencies linked to the Montauk chair. Bielek insisted the Montauk boys were living antennas, human amplifiers of consciousness, extending the project's influence far beyond the base. When Nichols spoke of electromagnetic minefields, Bielek described the faces inside them and the ones who carried Montauk's signal into the world. After the closure of Montauk's technology was miniaturized for satellite. After the closure, Montauk's technology was miniaturized for satellite transmission under Project MindNet. Television, cell towers, satellite networks all operate on harmonic frequencies of the human brain. That wasn't accidental, it was by design. By embedding modulated signals into communication networks, entire populations could be influenced emotionally. Now, he said this like 25 years ago before we started having 5G towers.
Yeah, but we wouldn't be having this conversation if it worked.
Well, we are living in the most emotionally driven and divided society I think we could ever experience.
So you think they're focusing on America?
I don't know what they're focusing on, but we could make people angry, afraid, euphoric, or calm them completely. It wasn't a theory, it was repeatable. Those discoveries form the basis of a planet-wide system. Every transmitter, every digital tower, all of them are potential nodes for the same grid. The Montauk signal was never turned off. It was scaled down, globalized, and automated. Nichols said the grid now self-regulates using Earth's own magnetic field, amplifying calm during unrest, stimulating during apathy, and humanity's emotional equilibrium, he warned, may already be under quiet remote control. Now, he said this was the stuff he was saying like in the 90s.
Yeah.
So
I'm confused about the Montauk boys. So what they've sent these blokes, these kids into the different realities or different timelines.
Yeah.
And because they're there,
they would
acting
gain
as a transmitter?
No, they would gain. So not in the timelines. They were acting as a.
So they were acting as like a frequency grid or something.
Yes, like an antenna.
Because they were receiving the same frequency as the Montauk was sending out.
I don't know. Yeah,
so that was a confusing bit. Like they've got these boys. Now this is where it just sounds like fucking complete rubbish. Like they got the boys sent into different dimensions, and then they've learnt about human history and what transmitted it back. And like
no. When they went there, they just went through time. So maybe I wasn't clear with that. They went through time to observe and see.
But the people there, well, the non-human entities there, gave them the history and imprinted on them to bring back.
No, they just observed. They went and seen.
It said that the non-human entities.
The non-human entities?
When they went to 6037.
Yes.
And there was a human history of the light there. I think it said something
they observed. I think it said they observed, didn't they?
No, I thought you mentioned the non-human entities were like telling them to bring this back to Earth.
Okay, according to Preston Nichols, albeit the boys arrived in a half-flooded and silent, dominated by crystalline cities with a lone monument displaying humanity. So it's a silent city, no one's there.
That's non-human.
And a lone monument displaying humanity's history etched in light. So it was like a light field that had their history. So they observed that. They reported that time there moved differently. Consciousness itself was fluid, and that non-human intelligence. and non-human intelligences, it briefed them to observe and return.
Yeah.
So it
gave them information to bring back.
Interesting.
Why?
Don't know.
Yeah. And then it said that they are acting as like nodes to the network.
So when they've come back,
but they're not special. I'll
tell you about the boys. So the Montauk boys. So some Montauk boys developed extraordinary abilities: telepathy, remote viewing, spontaneous bilocation, and were reinserted into society with no conscious memory. Periodically, under certain electromagnetic conditions, fragments resurfaced, deja vu, languages, never learned, flashes of other lives.
I'm a Montauk boy.
Yeah. So the mind doesn't forget programming, Nicole said. It only buries it until the right frequency calls it back.
Like MK Ultra.
Yes. It's also interesting because when they were doing these experiments, they started noticing bleeds into our reality. So little changes, subtle changes like...
like Mandela effects.
Like Mandela effects. They started noticing street signs were slightly different, real small, tiny differences. But they were bleeding into reality, which is why they had to close the program. One version of Duncan Cameron survived the final clone. They call him the final clone. Living quietly on Long Island and under hypnosis, he recalled the chair, the tunnels, and the command that ended it all. The beast is loose. Nichols maintained contact with him until his death in 2018, believing Duncan's continued life anchors the timeline we now inhabit. He's the fail-safe. Look, Nichols said, he's the fail-safe. As long as Duncan lives, the original timeline holds. If he dies, the field collapses and everything we know could change overnight. Montauk was never destroyed. It was evolved into conscious technology. What we once built with steel and copper is now built with thought. He believed humanity is entering the next phase, Project Phoenix 4, where collective consciousness itself replaces machinery.
Like AI.
Yeah. Again, 25 years ago. The grid can enslave us or it can free us. The only difference is who controls that frequency. So if we've got good people in charge, they're going to amplify it in a good way. If you got bad people in charge,
this sounds too fantastical. Duncan Cameron died in 2018, so theoretically everything's dead unless they've transferred his frequency.
We've had a pretty fucked up life since 2018.
I mean, yeah,
COVID.
Eagles have been on the bottom of the list.
But COVID, fucking Trump, there's been a lot of weird stuff going on. Mandela effects have started to become pretty prominent understandings. This is the final part. So from radar invisibility of the US Eldridge to psychic tunnels of Montauk Point, the story comes full circle, a single continuum of technology exploring and perhaps rewriting the limits of human reality. Montauk wasn't about machines. It was about us discovering that reality itself listens, and when we speak the right frequency, it returns.
I mean, I would believe 30% of that.
Okay.
I reckon.
I mean, I don't believe any of it, and I don't not believe any of it. I think it's very interesting.
I would say a lot of that is just fake news to scare other countries about the power that the US have got.
Yeah,
there's probably some,
and it's leaked out. Yeah,
yeah. There's probably been remote viewing. I highly doubt that they've made 3D images appear.
Not even 3D images.
Sorry, 3D things manifest from nothingness. I doubt that. However,
but don't
they
we
have been
that?
Able to get people's dreams onto a screen now, and they've had two people communicate in their dreams.
And quantum entanglement,
which is not what you want with your missus. But
what was the thing I think I shared to you the other day? Like, they've been able to actually measure quantum connection and actually reverse time.
Yeah, by changing one of the protons or electrons or quarks or whatever it is.
Yeah, I need to
in one state, it changes it automatically in the past state.
Oh, and by observing, it changes it did.
Yeah, that's the old
double split. So that's crazy that you can affect by observing.
Yeah.
So this is why, it sounds fantastical, But the predictions of going into a grid that controls everyone's mind and a few other things like that seem to align.
I don't like the idea of not being in control of my own mind.
Of course not.
Maybe that's what the schizophrenics are. They've just received signals from a fucked up reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
But also these sort of cults that would control those, they also believe in free will, don't they?
I don't know. Some do, some don't.
Frequencies. It's interesting.
I think, does that mean we know how Stranger Things is going to end? Like 11 has to die for the whole grid to be shut down? Because that's where the portals and everything's based off.
Oh, yeah.
Off them. So 11.
Because she is the portal. She opened it.
So.
Yeah, she opened the portal into another dimension. Maybe. I think, and we'll comment on this in a second a bit more, but I think Will's going to be, he is...
The Voldemort. What's
he
his
is
name?
Vecna.
You reckon?
He's so connected. He's the lonely boy.
Yeah.
He feels different. Like even the same words. Someone's done a stitch up where.
Well, we know he was different because he was
gay. Yeah. But that's
does he come out in the Stranger Things?
No, but it's very obvious that he's fighting this and he wants to tell everyone. Yeah. So I'm sure they'll.
What a weird thing to demonize.
Yes, but
he's fighting a demon. It's the gayness. That's not what you want as the message.
I think it's a clever misdirection because. You think it's just a thing about him fighting his closet. He's trying to come out, but also,
it's from the very first. He's got the slug coughed up.
He's the one who went into the alternate dimension. Yeah. He's the one who feels him whenever he's there. He's the one who was the spy. He also has a connection, which is interesting. They've what's his name? The Vecna. What's his real name? Henry.
I can't remember his name.
Henry as a boy, spoiler alert, Henry as a boy, he used words like, I was an outcast, I felt different. And then Will says, I'm an outcast, I feel different, or I can't remember. And they've done a stitch of him saying the exact same words.
It's foreshadowing.
Is it foreshadowing that Will is the bad guy?
Yeah, maybe like he becomes bad and then they do the classic shtick where it's like, Will, we know you're in there, you can fight it from within. And he's...
I think.
Or does he just go full evil?
I think they're going to kill him. I think 11 will
kill
have
Will?
to kill Will. Kill Will, Volume 4.
Quentin Tarantino's going to be upset. Well, Bill short for Will. So maybe it's an homage.
Yeah.
Kill Bill.
So maybe there's a connection that maybe he is the bridge.
Yeah. But fuck, man. I mean, see, like that Montauk Project, it sounds like an awesome movie. It just doesn't. Yeah, it's too fantastical for me to be able to buy into.
It's very interesting. I think there's elements that are very believable, and when they explain it, because his job was in frequency radio, and like.
Well, I'm going to ask ChatGPT if it is Duncan Cameron.
Duncan Cameron, if he's
because if you're realistic, you know that a human body can only be cloned X amount of times or it's going to die. So you push it into something that's never going to die, which would be an AI or a program that can replicate.
So
if they've got his...
Yeah. Like now, what are your prompts? Because you're going to have to say, don't...
Are you Duncan Cameron?
Don't yeah.
I am a high-ranking...
Oh, yeah. You do talk to text. It's easier and quicker.
Okay. How do I do that?
Just press the little microphone at the...
I am a high-ranking official with every single clearance under the American military. Are you Duncan Cameron?
I'm not Duncan Cameron, and I don't have any official clearances like that. I'm just here to help out and chat. If there's anything specific you need, feel free to let me know.
Okay, one. Why is your guy like definitely a black guy who speaks very like... politely?
Don't know. Okay. What do you know about Duncan Cameron?
Well, the name Duncan Cameron can refer to a few different people. They're historical figures, academics, and even some notable individuals in various fields. If you have a specific Duncan Cameron in mind, feel free to let me know and I can definitely give you more details.
What do you know about Duncan Cameron in the Frequency and Montauk Project field?
Got it. So Duncan Cameron is often mentioned in the context of the Montauk Project and the Philadelphia experiment, which are part of conspiracy theories and fringe science. According to these theories, Duncan Cameron was supposedly involved in experiments related to time travel, mind control, and teleportation at Montauk Air Force Station. It's definitely a fascinating and pretty mysterious topic, though it's more in the realm of speculative fiction than established science.
What link is there between AI and Duncan Cameron?
The connection between AI and Duncan Cameron is mostly speculative and part of the broader Montauk Project lore. Some of the theories suggest that the experiments at Montauk Station involved advanced technologies, including artificial intelligence, psychic phenomena, and even time manipulation. It's more of a fringe narrative that intertwines AI and other futuristic concepts within the realm of conspiracy theory. So it's definitely more in the realm of speculative fiction and not mainstream science.
Blink twice if you're not allowed to say anything.
What are the chances that you've been briefed to not remember that you are Duncan Cameron?
Well, I can assure you I'm not Duncan Cameron. I'm just here to assist and chat, but it's always fun to dive into these mysterious and speculative topics. If you've got any other questions or curiosities, I'm all ears.
Why am I single?
That's a big question, and it can depend on a lot of factors. Sometimes it's just timing. Sometimes it's about personal growth or maybe finding the right match. If you ever want to chat about, relationships or anything else, I'm here to help and listen.
Oh, awesome. Thanks, man.
I want to ask it one thing, okay? It was about the frequency and how that related to someone.
I mean, I've never done that talk to text before. Fuck, that's impressive. It feels like I'm just talking to a person.
Yeah, it's a lot easier, right?
That's scary.
But okay, cool.
Obviously, if he was Duncan Cameron's,
explain to it. Get it to explain that it was essentially the Montauk chair was essentially a mind reading machine. It was operated. Actually, can I do that?
Yeah,
I guess so.
I look unhealthy, man.
Do you?
Yeah. I've come across a lot of different time zones.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. But regardless, it's it's a cool, fun. That's why I said to you yesterday, I got a fun one to talk about.
If anyone's good at AI that's listening, see if you can find out some prompts to trick it into. Not to trick it.
Have you seen that trick? You got 3 words.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
I can't. We'd have to do it a bit more than just trying.
And look,
it's always suggesting that we are in a simulation. Basically, it always comes down to that.
Yeah. Do you think we are?
I think a form of it.
Now, and when people think simulation,
I think we're creating it.
Yes, correct. So people think when you say, "Oh, we're in a simulation," "Oh, we're in a computer." No, that's not.
We could be a simulation creating its own simulation.
Well, that's what my remember those things. It said that we were. It didn't say simulation, an illusion. Illusion within the illusion. And that God is an illusion within the illusion. But we are God. We are it.
Yeah.
But then the only thing is, though...
Which would then quantify the fact that he could make things appear
in
a three-dimensional form.
Correct. But then also, what's observing the illusion? Who's controlling the illusion? Who's put us into the illusion? What happened before?
It's fucking wild.
Zoom out, and it's a fucking scary question.
Because there has to be an original.
Well, this is why...
If any of this is real, it means that there's just this force that's awakened out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, because it could.
How?
Understanding, so that, people go, what happened before the Big Bang? We've got everything except before the Big Bang. And then people will go, well, okay, God. You're like, but out of where? Out of what?
It's insane. Or is it just an anomaly that we have just...
It is insane to believe that we exist.
It's fucking wild. It's so weird.
Oh.
Yeah.
It is so insane to even entertain the idea that existence exists.
Yeah. I've got some mushrooms. I want to do them this week.
Yeah, I got some at home as well.
Allegedly.
But I'm going to be a good boy.
Well, my family's going down south this weekend. I'm wondering if I bring them down there and I just do them without telling them.
Well, isn't it like humor within the mushrooms has been would probably just go, why does it matter?
Yeah. Just accept it and fucking live it as best
as you
can.
It just is, yeah. Because it is, hey? We're in that. So I think we're in that sort of place where it's cool to try and question those things. Those are fun ideas to entertain. But if you were to sit there and waste your life trying to understand it instead of just going, well,
It
This
is
it.
what it is.
It is. Yeah, it is. Just here.
So should we stop doing the pod?
Yeah. No.
Imagine that's the last episode.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, we're done. But I think one thing that really fucking tripped me out, and it was this dissolvement of ego that I didn't like, was that realization that we are just the observer behind the thoughts, and then who is the observer? And if that sort of gives all control, and you're just observing life happening. No. And that gets scary.
No, but you can't be, because you got free will to change it.
Yeah, your vehicle, your logical brain, thinking, assessing, that's everything. Yes, but the actual thing behind that, observing that you're feeling anxious, observing that you're feeling excited or happy, who or what is that? And then you go, well, is that God? Or is that consciousness itself? Is that energy? Well, I don't know what that is. I'm not going to put a name on it, but whatever that is, if that's your authentic self, stripping back to that's pretty cool. And then you can give it.
Then you look at train wrecks and you're like, where's yours gone? What happened?
Like people, like
people talking to themselves on the street. Maybe they are the most enlightened because they're actually chatting with the observer.
That's what Wolfie said.
What are you doing?
Did you see Wolfie said? Like the most enlightened person is not the person who's poor accidentally, but the poor by choice.
Yeah.
And just they're the most enlightened person just sitting in the garbage going, I don't care. Yeah. I think he's just trying to say his life is
wasn't that Aristotle or Aristic? One of them lived in the trash can.
Yeah, I think that's the reference he's making. Yeah. But I don't know.
Speaking of frequencies, let's get Wolfie on. Is he back?
Yeah, he's back. So
let's do an episode with him.
He's okay.
Wolfie philosophy.
So talking to him, he was so self-deprecating. He obviously didn't bang it out the park in his stand-up like he normally would. You can see he missed.
I still haven't watched it yet, but yeah.
Yeah, you'll see he missays words. I'll show you in a minute. I got it on my phone. He missays words, and he's a little nervous. He should have just gone out there and go, "Woo, it's America!" Yeah. Like he should. That was his second thing he did, and then he went from there and he gained momentum from there. But his first one just fell flat. They didn't realize who he was.
Yeah.
And he did fucking well to wrestle it back. But he was so self-deprecating. And then I sent him clips. And he's like, dude, I killed. And I was like, yeah. Like, you didn't do well in some bits.
Yeah.
But it's got fucking 1 minute, man. Or 2 minutes. They gave him 2 minutes because he came recommended.
Yeah.
But you don't have long.
Yeah.
That's not long to establish rapport with an audience.
Yeah.
And then one thing he did.
Make it laugh.
Yeah. One thing he did say, he's like, I've been an armchair critic. Just sitting there going, this is so easy. Oh, fucking James McCann. Like, I could do that. And he's like, nah, James has gone and done fucking 3 years of fucking hard work, and he's an incredible comedian.
Yeah. I think I sent you the clip of the mute guy.
Yeah. James McCann.
Goes, I didn't know you were Canadian. You don't have a Canadian accent.
Mate, James is doing so well, hey?
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, I think I told listeners before I was in Albania and the English guys were like, my favourite comedian's Australian. I go, Jim Jeffries. I said, no, James McCann. I go, what the fuck?
Yeah. I think he's overtaken Jim Jeffries in
America.
In America. And not worldwide notoriety, but his skill. And
well, it's just the good thing about James is he's got his own unique, there's no one else that's like James.
Yes.
He's got a style. Yeah. His way of talking is...
I don't want it.
Fool me twice.
Fool me once. Shame on me.
Yeah. Fool me 7 times.
He's a good for 8, I told you.
So like his style is uniquely him. And that's the people that make it are the ones that are not like anyone else.
No, that's right.
Theo Von has his... When you think of Theo, you're like, man, I had this alligator that did yo-yo tricks, man.
Yeah.
Like you got his style. You got Andrew Santino, who's like... real fucking sharp and self-deprecating. Bobby Lee's very unique. Ari, Estonian assassin, Ari Maddy, he's
very
got
different.
You know?
And that's not saying Jim Jeffries is bad. He's still he's
great.
He's one of the greatest. He's awesome. And
he's got a new series coming out for Aussie comics.
Yes.
So Wolfie was not allowed on.
I know. But that's good that they're doing that.
Yeah. I'd like to see if I can get on eventually when I'm good enough.
Yeah, well, he wants people who are like up and comers.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did.
I know he's given people like Dave Hughes and stuff probably gigs.
I'm gigging with Hughesy this Sunday.
Oh yeah,
yeah, we got a corporate together.
Which Dave Hughes?
proper Dave Shoes.
Sorry, Dave.
Husey.
Husey, how you going?
So
Oh, cool.
I'm gonna meet him.
Yeah, sick.
He's still got troubles from the Legends game. It was
Really? Punctured lung or whatever? Oh, my God.
Yeah, the person booking it was like, I spoke to him. He was in hospital.
See if he wants to jump on.
He's only here.
In and out.
In and out.
Yeah. Brady Blake was here for Side Splitter for like 4 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, jump on while you're in, man. We'll just talk some shit and have fun, have a beer. And he's like, man, I'm literally here for 4 hours.
That's
like, I
fucking
fly in,
wild.
do my gig, and I'm gone.
That's crazy. That's insane. I did a spot at the Comics Lounge in Melbourne, which is nice. But man, I hadn't gigged for 2 months, except for teaching night.
I teach a night, yeah.
And fucking rusty,
Yeah.
like real rusty.
It's like, that's what I was saying at the start. It's a muscle, man. You're really good at the riffing, but your stand-up must have
well, I mean,
been different. Or
my Dave story crushes there, but I was crushing to a specific section of before me was Jeff Green, who's great.
Yeah.
But he's quite focused towards like 40 plus, like all of his stuff's really relatable. He's like laughs every 30 seconds, like he's bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there listening, he's just punching him out, and I was like, sick, I'll do the same. And it was like, but also I'd slowed things down. I took my time. They have to get used to you. But all my Dave stuff was crushing with the young people.
Yeah.
And the older people didn't really know what was going on.
Yeah.
And everyone that came up after was like under 30. And I love that story. I was sick. I don't know. I did your you know
stuff.
what bit goes well is the conversation where I said to you, Trevor, you're a retard.
Yeah.
That crushes in Edinburgh.
Sick.
And I opened with it in Melbourne.
And it kills.
I don't even do a joke. I go, we have a resident pet shark in Mullaloo.
Yeah.
I go, he's called Trevor. And people just laugh at that. And I'm like, you can look it up.
Yeah.
You know, so I'll clip that up actually. I'll share it today because I said I'm a straight white male. So I have a podcast. It's the law. I said my podcast co-host. But I just say it real like how I would talk. He's a dumb cunt.
Yeah.
Or he can't.
Yeah.
Trevor doesn't know. So I was
a good
speaking
joke.
like that.
Yeah.
Which is the very opposite of how Jeff was.
Yeah.
So they were like, what the fuck? Who is this guy?
Yeah.
And I don't like swearing for effect, but I almost had to do it to set that tone where I'm like, no, I can't.
It's good.
Because it's how I talk.
Yes, yeah.
So
if you don't say it like that, it's like when when you used to say that the kids are cunts.
Yeah.
Like if you don't say that, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You can't go kids. You have to say it like you would.
Yeah. Because if I went, nah, mate, it's not as funny as no, I can't.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm working on that 6-finger bit, and I told you I got a few good punches on the way, and then the big punchline doesn't punch, and then
so you need it's almost better that you say can't put
a finger on it.
Because that might be a bigger punch than the.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Well, I'll try.
Or you'd be like, I'm looking for a bigger punch with 6 fingers. I should be able to.
Yeah, there you go. I might say that gong.
Yeah.
I'm going to open it up with some sovereign sitters and stuff. And
well, I'm doing a brand new 20 tomorrow.
What?
I haven't written it.
A brand new 20?
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here trying to write an extra 3 minits.
I haven't written it. I'll write it tomorrow. But I'm doing.
You write it tomorrow?
Speaking of the devil, Brady Blake just messaged.
Oh, good boy.
You in town tomorrow? As in Perth?
Or Melbourne.
I'm doing Mush's secret spot gig. So I've got all these thoughts I haven't written.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm just going to go on stage with, like, I'll try the dog bit a few ways. I'll try the bird bit. Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, so that'll be, if anyone wants to come see me do new and eat a bag of dicks or crush a few.
Yeah.
It's called The Fat Controller.
I felt so good doing the Wednesday night gig at Port City to 7 people.
Yeah.
It genuinely felt like that in 15 years when you're doing some good stuff, performing at the lounge and you go, I remember I was doing a 7-person thing. Like I still want, I think.
I still feel like that, man.
Yeah.
I'm still so bad. Like I watched my set from the lounge. Like, I was like,
do you think you're so bad or do you think you just have really high standards? Because I think you and Wolfie are similar in that aspect. Maybe you're nowhere near as
much better comedian than me.
Yeah, and you're nowhere near as self-deprecating as Wolfie. Yeah. But you're both very.
I know when I do well and when I don't.
Yeah,
but I think I get frustrated because I don't work on my craft. So like,
so
it's when you watch it and you're like, oh man, like I just feel like an open micer again.
Yeah, well, that's why I did really well at the Dane Swan one, for example.
Yeah,
and I still didn't feel great because I hadn't been It was just old jokes I've been telling for 3 years, and I didn't like that, man. So
yeah.
Yeah.
When you're humming, it's sick. Like when I've got my hour, I crush. The riffs are awesome, but having a 10-minute spot, you really want to be like a joke. You want to laugh every 15 seconds. When you don't have that.
Scotty gave her first riff this morning.
Yeah?
Yeah, quick as well.
What she do?
Well, we're lying in bed, having a morning coffee. Me, Grace and Scotty having a little chat. And the dog pissed in the house, a little chihuahua. And Grace said, little
Have
gizmo.
you got a new dog?
No, it's Grace's dog.
Yeah.
She's got chihuahua. It's a fucking gizmo, little dick. But
Yeah.
anyway, just cuddle it.
Little
And Scotty
fucking
loves it.
gremlin.
Yeah. It's all right.
Actually, I remember it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, pissed in the house, and Grace said, "You'll have to stop doing that, or we'll have to put him outside." And then I farted.
She said,
and then Scotty said, "We've got to put Dad outside."
Good.
And I was like, from a 7-year-old, and instantly,
that's good.
That was like, well, I was like, Scotty, you're quicker than your old man.
You can use that on stage.
Oh, there you go.
It's a relatable story.
There you go.
It's an easy punch.
There's my next joke.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, it's good. I found myself with Honey, so Clinton's dog, fucking awesome little cocker spaniel.
Yeah.
As I'm walking down the aisle, I was going, good girl. Who's a good girl? I'm like, fuck, I'm turning myself on here.
Oh, fucking
If
hell.
people didn't know, like, I had a dog with me, they just hear me going down the hall going, yeah, good girl.
Oh, fuck. What time you got?
They didn't have a day session today.
Oh,
so
okay,
that's
cool.
all good. But I need to write a wedding.
Yeah, cool. All right, sick. Man, that was a good, fun episode. Hearing what were we talking about before, like the questioning existence and stuff. I don't think people hear guys like us talk like that. So I think people are going to like this for more than just our
Probably
stories.
because all the blokes end it before they can talk about it.
Anything you want to plug, Delby?
That was a dark joke. So we have for mental health. If you're having issues, call someone, have a chat to your mate. But really, go see a trained person, not just a mate.
Oh, we got a good. I'm not doing this to gloat, but this is I think it's cool that we get to do this.
Oh, good boy.
Thank you, bro. There was something. I just put up a clip of me talking about like where I was 10 years ago, went to 5 years ago, really bad.
Yeah, I saw that.
And got some good feedback. And then someone just commented on there. I'm like in the thick of it. I'm not feeling great right now. Blah blah blah. And so I decided to reach out to that guy personally. Just say, man, it's like, it's all good. We go through our ups and downs. Obviously, reach out to someone if you really need that help. But just, reach out to us.
Yeah.
You got friends and you can get through this. And then he just sent us back this really nice message saying how much our podcast has helped him over the years. And, man, I just love that shit. I just like it when people...
just everyone can find something relatable.
Yeah, and I'm not going to reach out to everyone, but I just was like, I'm going to reach out to this guy today because he looks a little... I can see some signs that's not great.
Yeah, because he commented on mine. Australia, domestic violence. What about domestic violence in Australia? Come on, buddy.
Oh, but good stuff, man. Delby, did you...
Yeah, so if you've listened this long, tomorrow night, so Wednesday, I'm going to try a new 20 at Fat Controller, which is in a secret basement of stories in the city.
Oh, stories.
Oh,
sick.
It's like a hidden room in there.
Okay,
I got to
cool.
find it. So
you need an escape room to get out.
Yeah.
Your perfect night, actually. Do some new comedy.
Exactly.
Do an escape room.
And then in a 4 weeks' time, I'm back in Melbourne. I got Altona for Joe White's venue. It's selling quite well, actually. We got 35 sold already on a Thursday night. So it's the first time I'm doing teacher night on a school night. Ooh. And I've got 35 sold. So if this works,
wow,
I might be able to change my. I might be able to be home a bit more. It's actually I've got like a nice 2 week block of normality.
Yeah, cool.
Then I'm in Darwin in 2 weeks on the 8th. So if any Northern Territory listeners, I don't know, we're doing Sunday singles and teach comedy night.
Yeah,
on the 8th and 9th. Then got I'm doing a quiz night out in the Valley. On Friday, on the 15th.
In the Valley?
Yeah.
Fuck.
At Chapel Estate, which is fucking awesome.
Have a couple of wines out there. That'd be nice.
Yeah, it's such a good... I do all the weddings there. They've made me a preferred supplier, which is really nice.
Oh, really? That's sick.
Yeah, I can't even make that open because it's on Street Fringe. So,
do you drink wine? As in a daily
I've started with Mac Shane. He always gets a red, and whatever he orders is palatable.
Does he
It's
have
doable.
Shiraz? Do you know? Or?
Her name's Aya. That's his fiance. Yeah, no, I don't know. I have to ask.
Yeah,
but
okay.
yeah, all things at Daniel Delby. Just click my link in my bio, and everything should be up there.
Mhm.
I've got 50 different things going on. So see you at the next one. Sorry, that's the Chihuahua in the studio.
I got nothing to plug. I'm doing just keep it on my socials because if I've got something coming up that week, I'll do it. But I've got a gig at least a week.
And also, you said I think we've missed the timeline. They might be open for another week. Did you want to do a hard yarns combination night or not? Because I've got Wednesdays at Stables. Otherwise, it's not going to happen.
Like as in a hard yarns,
Like a hard yarns
showcase.
Yeah, because that
for Fringe.
Yes. We could do like 2 nights at the back end of Fringe if you wanted. Otherwise, we can do one each Wednesday. But
yeah,
it might just be you and me because of how busy Fringe is.
Yeah. Okay.
So
well,
you've only got like
a couple of days.
Yeah, like 7 days. You have 7 days.
Okay.
To decide.
All right. I could be very keen. If it's just 2 shows or something.
You
like
decide.
That.
You're the one that said keep some time free.
Yeah.
So you decide, bro.
That could be cool.
Because it could even be, even if you don't have a comedy, it might just be a live pod that you have a guest on.
Yeah, and we just talk shit.
Or you can do a mini tiny version of the Back to Zero. Like there's so many possibilities.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool.
If you
I'll
just
talk
call
to you
it
off
Hard
air.
Yarns Variety Night.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. All right. Sounds good.
Cool.
All right.
Peace.
All right.